Welcome back to my channel, guys. So I'm back again with another stimulus check update. And this time I want to talk about the question people are asking, why is my stimulus check lower, right? So get comfortable. I have a few reasons why your stimulus check is lower. Number one, if you filed your 2019 tax return, but the IRS hasn't completed processing, your stimulus is based on the 2018 tax year. So what that could possibly mean for you is if for some reason you filed as a single person in 2018, but in 2019 you filed as married filing jointly, but that return has not yet completed processing with the IRS, they probably accepted it, but they didn't complete processing, then your stimulus will be based on the 2018 tax return, and it will be based on the tax status of single because that was completed, right? If you filed 2019 and you did not have a 2018 return, as long as you are eligible, once they have processed 2019, you will get your stimulus. They will continue to pay the stimulus throughout the end of the year. It might be at a time when it's kind of moot because we're already past quarantine at that point. But the fact of the matter is it's your tax return that gives you much of the eligibility for the stimulus. It's some of the options that you have selected on there. So it is paid out according to your tax status. So if you don't have anything in the system for 2018 and you would like to get your stimulus and you've already filed 2019 and 2019 is not completed by the IRS, it hasn't completed processing, they've accepted, hasn't completed, then that means you are waiting. So once they complete the processing of your return, they will go ahead and set you up to get your stimulus check as long as you qualify, right? So another reason why it could be lower. So some people will say they didn't receive the additional $500 for the dependent, right? Now, only taxpayers that qualified for the child tax credit would get the additional $500. So that means the child had to be under 17 on the tax return they're using, right? So if it is that in 2018, your dependent was still a child, then that means that you would get the $500 if they are using the 2018 tax return. If your 2019 tax return has now processed and that child is no longer under 17, they are in the other dependent category, and that will not qualify for the additional $500. It is only the dependents that get the child tax credit, right? And you can read up a whole lot more about that on the IRS website. The frequently asked questions is very extensive. It provides a lot of information. So just go back out there and check it out if you feel unclear about some of the information that's coming out from the IRS. So if you don't qualify for your 2019 return, so that dependent just didn't qualify, it won't be processed with the additional $500. That's basically what it is. However, if for some reason you should have gotten it and you didn't get it, you are able to claim the credit on your 2020 tax return. So a lot of people are just like, 2020 tax return is completed in 2021. So why would I want it then? I need my money now. Well, that's just the rules. That's the criteria. That's what they've put out. So if it was missed and you truly was supposed to be awarded the additional amount, you will have to wait until 2021 tax season when you're filing your 2020 taxes, right? Another reason your stimulus check can be reduced is your charges were offset by child support. So if you have back child support, get ready for a reduced check. It could be reduced by however much you owe, or it could be reduced where they take the whole thing. So just remember that that is the only charge that can be offset at the IRS level, right? So they won't be taking back taxes out of it. If you owe student loan, they won't be taking that out of it, but they have declared that if you owe child support, they are dipping into that and they are going to take that out of that stimulus check, okay? If you owe creditors or you have a garnishment that's set up on your bank account where the stimulus is being deposited, the IRS has no control over the fact that they deposited the money to you and then your creditors went and took the money off your bank account. No one's going to give it back to you. So, so these are some of the frequently asked questions that have been coming into the IRS. It's just they're saying the numbers are low. There are different reasons, but if you have a garnishment on your bank account, that money is gone, right? Another reason, the income threshold, right? So if you're single, the limit is $75,000 where the credit starts to diminish, right? I think once you get up to $99,000 and you're a single person, it goes all the way to zero. So you get nothing, right? If you are married filing jointly, if you're under, I believe it's $99,000, then you get that $2,400. However, it starts to decrease as you exceed that. So married filing jointly, it is up to $150,000. I'm reading from the IRS website. It's up to $150,000 that you can qualify for the full $2,400 of stimulus money awarded to that filing status, right? Now, if it's $150,001, it starts to phase out, right? And then up to $198,000, that is where it will start to go to zero. So at $198,001 and above, there's no stimulus for you. If you are head of household and you make up to $112,500, so $112,500, you are still eligible for the $1,200, right? If you make $112,501, it starts to phase out. And then it goes all the way to zero once your income is at $136,500, right? For single, it's 75 up to 75,000, you get to 1,200. At 75,001, it starts to phase out, and by the time your income gets to 99,000, there is zero of that credit left. So these are all some of like the fine prints. These are some of like the little gimmies that are in there where you need to pay attention. Everyone's filing status is different. Everyone's tax situation is different. And so you could get a reduced amount if you make the same amount as someone else, if some of these exceptions apply to you, right? Now, if all the stars align for you and none of what I previously discussed applies, and they really just gave you the wrong amount on your check, you get the opportunity to claim the credit on your 2020 tax return, right? But I need my money now. Well, that's the rules. That's, the instruction they gave out. That's the only way you can recapture that. Once again, do not call them. They won't pick up the phone. There will be no one there to answer your calls. So you'll have to check out the FAQ, the frequently asked questions on their website. And that will be a very robust area with information. So just go out there, look at some of the questions. It may just overlap with what you are looking for, right? Don't call them. They won't pick up the phone. So I hope these tips have helped you in identifying why your stimulus check was lower And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch my other content. Let me know what you think about this. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time.